In 2023, police arrested a 12-year-old boy named Christopher Atkins after linking him to a brutal triple homicide. At just 12 years old, Christopher became one of the youngest suspects in a case that stunned both investigators and the public. The crime was uncovered when officers found the bodies of 3 teenagers in separate locations. One was discovered behind a dumpster, another was left abandoned on the side of a road, and the third was found in the trunk of a car, submerged in a nearby lake. Investigators quickly identified potential suspects, and it wasn't long before Christopher and 2 other teenage boys were taken into custody. But what truly shocked detectives was the story Christopher told once the questioning began. With his mother present, Christopher admitted that he and the others had planned to rob the group of teens. But according to him, the situation escalated into violence. He claimed another boy, who he chillingly referred to as the Reaper, forced him to fire the gun. Christopher then detailed how the boys tried to cover their tracks, disposing of the bodies and attempting to hide the car by driving it into the lake. His confession painted a full picture of the events, and investigators were able to close in on the truth. In exchange for testifying against his accomplices, Christopher agreed to a deal. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison, while the 2 other teenagers each received life sentences. The case raises a difficult question. Was 40 years in prison enough for someone involved in such a brutal crime, or should Christopher have faced the same punishment as the others? Share your thoughts in the comments below. At number 2, we have Lori Vallow Daybell, the woman the world now knows as the Doomsday Mom. She's already serving life in prison without parole for the murders of her 2 children, Joshua Vallow and Tylee Ryan, and for conspiring to kill her romantic rival, Tammy Daybell. But incredibly, her story doesn't end there. Lori is now back in court, this time accused of plotting the murder of her 4th husband, Charles Vallow. Charles had seen the warning signs long before his death. He filed for divorce. He told police Lori had threatened to kill him. He even reported that after returning from a business trip, Lori had locked him out of his own home and stolen his car. He feared for his life, and tragically, those fears became reality. Just months later, Charles was shot and killed by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Prosecutors now allege that Lori wasn't just aware of the plan, she was the driving force behind it. In a bizarre twist, Lori has chosen to represent herself in court, pleading not guilty to first-degree murder. But the truth is, no matter how this trial ends, she will never leave prison. So I'll ask you, is justice really served in a case this disturbing, or is it simply impossible to measure the scale of her crimes? Share your thoughts in the comments.